What's going on, everyone? It's Robert O'Crook from the Digital Nomads Forum. This week's video, I want to talk to you guys about what are the top remote work platforms, because when you're kind of considering becoming a freelancer and getting onto one of these remote work platforms, there's a lot of different ones people are talking about. And if you kind of dilute your effort too much and try being successful on too many platforms, then that might make it a lot harder for you actually to get the ball rolling and be successful in earning your remote income. My recommendation is to pick the platform that's the best fit for you and just focus on that single one. So let's talk about the most popular platforms, and then I'll share a bit of the pros and cons of each, and then hopefully that will guide you into which platform you should be focusing on. So the biggest platforms that people are commonly mentioning in order of size would be Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer.com, and although this fourth one I'm going to share is a lot smaller, it's arguably one that just needs to be on this list, and that's FreeUp. So with Upwork, Freelancer.com, and Fiverr, all of those you can go on to without any experience. FreeUp, you will need to have some experience to get onto. Upwork is the world's largest remote work platform, and because of that, they also have the most well-paid work. So we're talking about like 50 to 100 US plus per hour work. That's the biggest source of that well-paid work is going to be on Upwork. And they also have the most opportunities to work on meaningful projects. So if you watch some of my other videos or you're in the Digital Nomads Forum, you'll know my whole jam is not just about helping people with finding remote income, which is great, that's an important step for a lot of us, but more importantly, finding that remote income doing something that we're proud of, having a positive impact on the planet, and working on projects that we're passionate about. So that's what meaningful work is, and because of Upwork's size and volume of opportunities, you're gonna have the most opportunity to basically pick projects that actually inspire you, that are aligned with the kind of work that you wanna do, and that also pay you really well. So that's awesome. So for that reason, Upwork is my top pick for most people, and that's simply why. Now with Freelancer.com, it's a little bit more of a Wild West. They do have some good job opportunities, but it's a much smaller platform. So there's a lot less kind of opportunity in general, and therefore less opportunity to pick the kind of work that you want to get into. But they do occasionally have some good jobs on it. You can take a look at it and do a quick job search, see if anything's coming up that's a good fit for you. Do the same thing on Upwork. Do the same thing on any of these platforms actually, to really get a feel for, is the type of work you're thinking of offering available on that platform. Now Fiverr is kind of notorious because the whole premise of it is, right, you pay $5 to get something done. So while that's not exactly how it works in totality, like what will often happen is, yes, you'll pay $5, you get a very small bit of work done, and then what the successful freelancers on Fiverr do is then charge normal rates or high rates for all the rest of the work. So the $5 kind of entryway work is actually just how they can get the communication started with a new client, get the ball rolling, start new work. But the problem with Fiverr is that because of this whole $5 premise, in general, like an average, it typically attracts clients who are not willing to pay anywhere near as much as what you would see on Upwork or Freelancer.com. That's not to say that there are not clients on Fiverr who will pay great hourly wages, it's just that there's a lot less of them. So for that reason, I'm not a big fan of Fiverr, and ironically, their name, Fiverr, is probably roughly accurate to match the 5% of freelancers roughly on their platform who are actually earning a good hourly wage. There's a lot more work going on Fiverr with like this $20 USD and below per hour range, and for many of you watching, you're probably going to be wanting to earn more than that. So Fiverr can work for some. It's that top 5% though, and typically attracts a client that I don't really recommend for most people. The last platform that I want to mention is FreeUp. So FreeUp's not one people often see because it's not really this big dog, it's not the big player in the field. And that's okay, because FreeUp's whole premise is that they have an extensive screening process for the freelancers that they allow onto their platform. And part of that is that you do need to be an experienced freelancer. So if you're trying to start from scratch, those other platforms are probably for you. If you've already got some experience, then you definitely might want to check out FreeUp, because since they put so much work into screening the freelancers they allow onto the platform, that's their whole premise. Like, hire a really good quality freelancer, and that premise attracts really awesome clients who are not kind of, nickel and diming and really looking for the super cheap freelancers and always on your butt about getting, the lowest cost for the job done. Ultimately, the business owners who go on to FreeUp are really looking for more of a long-term relationship with their freelancer, someone who's just going to do a great job. There's more of kind of a relationship happening. So for that reason, I think FreeUp's actually one of the best remote work platforms available, because the quality of jobs and clients is significantly higher on average than any of the other platforms mentioned. The only trade-off is that there's not as much volume of work. So again, your choices kind of get a bit limited, but because of the pros, I really do like FreeUp. So again, advice is pick one platform that's the best fit for you. The takeaway from basically these platforms compared, the biggest ones you'll often hear about, would be that if you don't have experience, or even if you do have experience, you're gonna be wanting to check out Upwork. If you do have experience, then you will also wanna look at FreeUp. If you have any questions about which remote work platform is going to be the best fit for you, please come into the Digital Nomads Forum on Facebook. If you're not already in there, join the group. Post your question. Myself and other experienced remote workers and digital nomads will answer your questions for you. My name is Robert O'Crook. Hope you got some value out of this video. Thanks for tuning in. Give me a like wherever you're watching, and if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. Thank you.